Hello, Keith Rucker at VintageMachinery.org. Thought I'd put together a little special Christmas odds and ends for you guys today. It's actually Christmas Eve here at my house when I'm filming this morning. We've got stuff planned for this afternoon. We've got stuff planned really for the next couple of days. I'm going to be gone with family doing all kinds of family Christmas stuff I always look forward to. But I wanted to send out a very special Merry Christmas to each and every one of you guys, my followers on YouTube, and just say thank you for all the many things that you guys have given me. Just being there, watching my videos, sending comments, sending emails, whatever. For me, that's an awesome gift. And I'm so thankful for that. And just so thankful for each and every one of you who watches the channel. If you look behind me, you probably see a few little updates to the shop. I've actually been off work the last 2 weeks, and I have been spending almost all of my spare time out here in the shop working on trying to get the shop finished. And we're going to do a shop tour here in just a little bit. A lot of it has just been slow, tedious stuff, doing trim work, putting stuff up on walls and what have you. Doing some painting and getting stuff prepped to go up. It's been a slow process, but it is finally starting to look semi-finished in here, and I'm really excited about that. And we'll get to some of that here in just a minute. Before we do, one other comment. I know that some of you guys will probably say something about it. So yes, I am growing a Christmas beard. I said when I was going to be off for a couple of weeks, I said I'm just not going to shave till I have to go back to work. So yeah, I got a little whiskers going on here. I don't know, it's kind of growing on me, literally. But I'm kind of liking it. I may decide to keep it. We'll see. I don't know. My wife may protest though, so may have to shave it off at the first of the year. But don't know. But I think what we're going to do, I've got just a couple of viewer mail items that have come in over the last few weeks, and I want to go through those. And then we're going to give you guys a quick shop tour, show you what's going on, and kind of tell you a little bit about the game plan to getting this thing all finished up. So to start with here, I got a couple of these little, I believe they're a crimp tool of some kind, and I'm going to lean on you guys again to kind of help figure this out because I'm not exactly sure what these are used for. But these come to me from Jack Cottrell, who lives up in Ohio, and Jack sent these along to me. And I think he didn't really, I don't know if he knew what they were. If he did, he didn't tell me. And I have to be honest, I don't know what they are. They're basically the same tool. They say amp. This one says flag, amp flag. This one just says amp, AMP on it. There is some numbers on at least one of the handles here. I'll try to zoom in on that and show you. But these open up, and there's a little, it's like there's a die in here and a little tool that pushes down, and maybe it looks almost like it's slotted for maybe a wire or something, I don't know. And when you clamp down on this, it kind of pushes it. It's got a ratchet handle, so it has to go all down to release back up. And both of these are identical as far as the tool, but they're different sizes, I believe. So again, if anybody can tell me what these are. The die's a little loose in that one. We can tighten it up. Is that the right way? Maybe. So anyway, let me know what you think these are. Be interested in knowing. So you probably hear the fan running behind me, and I apologize to those that the fans bother you in the background noise, but as seems to be the tradition in South Georgia, it's almost 80 degrees outside today, Fahrenheit. And it's, let's see, my shop thermometer says it's about 71 out here in the shop, at least over there. It seems a little warm to me, so I turned the fan on. And also this morning, I was out here and I opened up the shop doors. I was bringing in some lumber, and it was cool outside. And I think every housefly in the county decided to fly into my shop, and I'm in here swarming them around today. I've done killed I don't know how many of them, and there's still just gazillions of them, so they're driving me batty. Really aggravating, but again, when it's cold outside, they want to come in where it's warm. And this morning it was cold. They came in the shop. But anyway, next item is a box full of books, magazines, publication reprints. I haven't even been through this yet. I was going to wait and kind of do it on camera. I opened it up, took a really quick peek, but I hadn't even dug through it. And this comes to me from David Wantz, who lives up in Wisconsin. And David is someone that I have had the opportunity. He came down and visited with me probably about a year ago. And we actually talked back and forth a lot. Dave actually works on steam locomotives for a living. He kind of goes around and works on different ones around, kind of does some freelance mechanic and work on steam locomotives. And of course, when we're working on ours out at the museum, I have called him a few times for some advice and just to bounce ideas off of and what have you. But Dave sent me a box full of goodies. So let's go through here and see what all's in here. It looks like some pretty cool stuff. So I'm just going to kind of pick out some stuff I think you guys will be interested in. There's a bunch of stuff in here. First thing here is turret lathe tools from Gisholt. So we got a nice catalog full of parts and what have you. You know, I think I've got, I don't know if it's the exact same book, but a similar one that was sent to me before. But this is an excellent, excellent reference because if you're doing turret lathe work, I've said this before, the turret lathe is the cheap part. It's all the tools and tooling that you need to go with it that really make it useful. And this is a good reference to the kind of tools and stuff that you could use on a turret lathe. So very cool. And all right, so we got a parts catalog from the Bullard Company. A parts catalog for 42-inch vertical turret lathe. So again, I think that'll be kind of cool to have up on the site. I don't know how many of these machines still survive, but who knows? Somebody may be looking for that information. Oh, this is cool. Classic Trains calendar, 15-month calendar. This is from 2015, but I'm sure what I'd be interested in is it got, I'm sure, like a bunch of cool pictures in it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at that. So Gisholt again, automatic speed changing, speed selectors. So it looks like information on Gisholt turret lathes again. Another Gisholt 2L high production turret lathe. Looks like a, oh, got all kinds of blueprints, literally blueprints. The old-fashioned kind of blueprint that's actually blue, which is the term came from. Anyway, cool. We got another Gisholt manual here. I'm not sure this is the same one or something different, but also has copies of blueprints and stuff in here. Cool. So it looks like in the early 1900s. This is showing a 1912 patent on here anyway. I don't see a date just real quick, but it's got all kinds of information on pumps, Gould pumps. That's going to be interesting to look at. These look like bulletins, individual bulletins that are kind of all bound together. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And I'm going to have to spend some time going through that as well. So this looks like some stuff that Dave put together. Steam locomotive shop data. It's a bunch of photocopies and whatever, just all kinds of references that I'm assuming that he's found useful over the years and kind of put it together into a collection. So again, something I'm going to have to spend some time studying, but I'm sure that there's some good information here that will be useful for us working on our locomotive at the museum. Here's a Westinghouse air brake. Looks like a copy of some information on that. And more Gisholt turret lathe information here. I'm not sure this is the same stuff we've already got, or this is a different model or what, but blueprints and looks like a manual on how to use it and so forth. So David, thank you so much for the goodies. I'm going to put this in my stack of stuff to scan and get put up on the VintageMachinery.org website, which I seem to be getting behind on. Been spending so much time out here in the shop, working on the shop, I haven't had much time to keep up with the website here lately. But we'll get it all done eventually, and plenty more goodies to put up to share on there. And I've said this before, guys, if you've got old manuals, catalogs, whatever on metalworking machinery, woodworking machinery, and you'd like to share those, put them in a public site where people can access it, or if you're looking for information, go visit the VintageMachinery.org website, which is the website that I run. We have tons and tons and tons of information up there, and it's all free for you just to go and download, pull up, whatever. And we're always looking for more contributions to stuff. You can either scan stuff and upload it yourself, or if you like, you can send it to myself or one of our other volunteers that does scanning, and we'll get it scanned, put back up. You can either let us keep it if you don't want the old stuff anymore, or if you'd like, we can send it back to you when we're done with it. Either way is just fine. And I really appreciate everybody that's doing that, because it's really just contributing to the overall database of information that we have available out there. And we've already got, I don't know, probably we're approaching 10,000 publications on there, and it's growing every day. So thanks a lot for all you people who have contributed to that. Quick update on the 16-inch LeBlanc lathe. I told you in the video when I introduced this to you that not planning on doing a full-blown restoration on this, at least not right away. I just want to get it up against the wall and out of the way in the shop, but before I put it up against the wall, I wanted to get the backside cleaned up and painted, because it's just going to be a lot easier to do it out here instead of up against the wall. So I've already come in here. We got all the old paint stripped off of this, a combination of using citrus strip and just a good old-fashioned twisted knot wire wheel on an angle grinder. Took a while. We got it done. And now I'm going to go ahead and paint it as I usually do on cast iron. I just use a brush, guys. I know a lot of people like to spray. I love to spray on sheet metal. On cast iron, guys, it just don't matter. Use a brush. I'm using a Sherwin-Williams enamel, an oil-based enamel, and the color that I chose to go with, and I know some of you guys aren't going to like this, I chose to go with Vista Green. I like it. I like the green color. That's what I chose. Monarch, when they sold these lathes, they had several options. There was a gray, this Vista Green. There actually was kind of a royal blue, and I think there were a few other options. A lot of these machines are painted the green color, and that's what I'm decided to go with. And if you don't like it, too bad. So we're going to go ahead and start putting some of this on. Well, guys, I said I'd bring you back at the end, and here we go. I've got the back side of this lathe painted up. I can now put it up against the wall and really won't have to worry about this. So I didn't mess with the whole carriage. That's probably all going to come off in the process of doing some work to it, and I'll probably paint it off the machine and put it back on, but that'll be easy enough to do up against the wall. But let this stuff dry. Pull the tape off, and up against the wall she goes. Well, the lathe corner of the shop is starting to fill out. Of course, working on the LeBlanc lathe back here behind me, and that series is coming along good. We'll be having some more on that coming up soon. Hopefully we'll have this running before too long. In fact, if I wasn't spending so much time working on the shop, we'd have that done already. It's really close. Just got some more stuff to do. I've also got my 16-inch Monarch kind of placed up against the wall over here now. I think I showed you the clip where we had painted the back side. I've already got it all cleaned up, or mostly cleaned up. The front side still needs to be cleaned up from the pan up and repainted, but I figure I'm gonna have to take a bunch of stuff off anyway, so I'm gonna wait and do that. But I did go ahead and get the back side painted. It's up against the wall now. That's kind of where it's gonna be sitting. I'll probably fine tune a little bit I need to get some leveling feet up underneath it and get it leveled and all that. Right now, this machine's not real high on the priority list, although we did take some time to kind of get it to where it is now, but we'll be finishing that up down the road after we get the LeBlanc done for sure. And kind of where I'm standing is where the big 28-inch Monarch will get moved to. It's kind of sitting back over here behind me right now to my right. And probably very soon we will go ahead and kind of get it moved over here where it's going to sit. And we'll kind of have 3 lathes right here together where I can have all my turning tools or machines right here and be able to kind of go around between them and probably set up milling machines and stuff kind of on the front end of the shop down there. So we've got some trim work in here now, kind of between the walls and the ceiling. I've got trim up around my windows. And again, that's just time-consuming work, but we've got most of that done. There's still a little bit of trim work to do in here. I've still got the corners to do and some other stuff, but you know, we'll get to that when the time comes. But I'm about to the point where I can start putting stuff in here where I want it, which I'm really excited about. Moving over into the center bay of the machine shop side, we've got all of our wall material is up over here. Got most of our trim work done up there as well. My windows up here trimmed out. I've still got a little bit to do, and I've still got that little bit of ceiling to put in up here. And been waiting to get the wood to finish that. And you know, it's kind of a crazy story. I ordered more wood back at the beginning of November. Called the mill up where I got my ceiling material the first time. No problem, they said. Well, they said it's going to be a couple of weeks, no big deal. Thanksgiving rolled around, I didn't bother calling them, and then I was on the road for a couple of weeks. And I didn't call them because I really wasn't where I could go pick it up even if I was in town. Well, I got back from being off the road and kind of started my vacation to start working. I called them up. And lo and behold, they had misplaced my order. And actually when I called them, they found it. They apologized. They're like, we'll get on this. It's going to take us a week or so to get this done. So long story short is I just got my ceiling lumber this week. So earlier in the week, I think Thursday. So I'm filming this on Saturday. I went and picked it up on Thursday and hauled home the last bit of lumber we need in here. And actually, if you look over on the scaffolding, I'm kind of using this as drying racks. I pre-stain all this material, and I've got it sitting in here just drying right now. We got almost all of it painted. There's still a couple more pieces over here waiting on some stuff to dry, but we're getting this knocked out. I had planned on having a work day to come in here and finish working on the ceiling, and I had quite honestly planned on doing that several weeks ago, but without having the wood, kept having to put it off. So we are going to have a work day, and I'll just say this now. So this coming Friday and Saturday, so that'll be December 30th and 31st. Yes, I realize Saturday is New Year's Eve, and I realize that's probably going to prevent some of you guys from coming and being over the holidays as well. But if you are available and you want to come in and help, I think we're probably just going to do it Friday and Saturday. We may actually be able to knock most of this out on Friday, but if not Saturday, we'll just have a little party out here or something. You know, people can come by, stop by, visit, chat, whatever. I don't know. I think we probably, between the ceiling and a couple other things, we probably got 2 days worth of work to do, and without having to work too terribly hard. So that's kind of my game plan. If you're interested in coming to that, send me an email. Got it right down here below, and I'll give you some details. We'll probably start about 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday or Friday and Saturday, and go up till, you know, that afternoon. Last time we did this, we had a few people came in, spent the night. Some people just come in for the day, mostly local folks. And again, I'm not asking people to travel great distances to do this. This is going to be very informal, and quite honestly, I don't need a huge crowd. But the more the merrier. We'll take whoever comes, and if you want to just come by and visit on those days, come on by. You know, we'll be here. So even if you only come for an hour or two, just pop in, say hello. I'd love to have you stop by on those 2 days. And of course, the year on that is going to be 2016. I realize these videos stick around forever. So if you're watching this, you know, 2, 3, 4 years from now, sorry. we've already done it. Maybe we'll do some more some things like that down the road, but we're looking at December 30th and 31st, Friday and Saturday 2016, having a little get-together shop party. I'll show you what else we got going on in here. So I've got my wall framed in now that's going to separate the two halves of the shop. So as I've told you guys before, this front half, the side that's kind of finished out, this is going to be my machine shop, my metalworking side of the building. And then the back side of the shop, which is mostly unfinished right now, and we'll be getting to that down the road. That's going to become my woodworking shop, which I've actually got a pretty good set of tools and equipment to go in here. But this end's kind of taking priority. But eventually we're going to get in there and do the same thing on this side as well. So this is just going to kind of be a dividing wall. Because of sawdust, I really want to keep them two separate areas. Also down the road, I'm probably going to do some type of heating and cooling in here, and that way I can just turn on whichever half of the shop I'm working in and not have to heat and or cool the whole shop, just whatever area I'm working in. So I've got a door that's about 8 foot wide, it's about 9 foot tall, which I think will be adequate for moving most anything I want to move in there. Of course, I've got the back door I can come in as well, which is 12 by 12 if need be. We can actually come in from the back if we need to. So I'm going to end up, of course, we'll put the wall material in this. Haven't done that yet. That's something we'll probably be doing during the work day. And I'm going to end up eventually, probably won't be this when we do the work day, but I'm going to put some sliding doors on here. So it'll be kind of like barn doors that slide open and close. And again, that'll just be a divider between the two areas. And then over here is kind of the north end of the shop, and I really can't get in here right now because I've got ceiling boards laid out on the floor drying from the stain. But you can see we do have the walls up. Still got a little bit to do at the very top. I'll get in here and get that knocked out. I just haven't been able to get in here because I got all this stuff in the way right now. But once we get the ceiling done up here, this end will be pretty well done, which is exciting as well. So some of you guys have been asking about my American Rotary phase converter and when are we going to get this thing hooked up and running, and that's something else I've been very anxious to do, but just haven't got it done yet. And the big reason is that when I put my power into my shop here, I'm standing right next to my main panel breaker here, I only put 200 amps in because at the time I really wasn't planning on having such a big phase converter. This is a 40 horsepower phase converter, and according to American Rotary, they recommend 150 amps just to power this thing. Now in reality, I probably won't be pulling that many because probably won't be running that big of a motor, or at least none of my equipment now would take that big of a motor. But it's very likely down the road that I probably will need that capacity at some point in time. So I want to do this and do it right. So what I have done is I've been in contact with my power company. We've been kind of going back and forth. They're going to come back out here and they're actually going to put a new meter on the building. They're going to run new cable from out here, and they're going to upgrade me to a 400 amp service. And I'll basically split that into the 200 amps coming in here, and then another 200 amp service that's going to go to the phase converter, which 150 of that's what will be needed for that. So that's really kind of the big reason why this has been on hold. I've been kind of having to work out logistics and details, and I think we've got all that worked out. Sometime probably shortly after the first of the year, power company's going to come out here. They're going to hook me up with really the power that I should have put in here in the first place. It was kind of a brain fart on my mind. I called the power company out and said, hey, come put my power in. And I didn't even think to ask for 400 amps when I did it originally. And after they came out here and did it, I'm like, man, I should have put 400 amps in there. And then when this thing came along a couple of months later, I'm really like, man, I really should have had 400 amps put in there. So I think we got that resolved though. And plan is that we'll probably run this phase converter is designed to be outdoors. So we're going to actually put it outside the shop. I'll probably build a little doghouse over it or something just to give it some added protection, although it's really not required. And then from there, we'll have the wires coming in. I'll put in a separate 3-phase panel inside the shop, and then we'll run circuits out here for all my machinery to run off of. So basically it'll be kind of like a separate 3-phase service in addition to my single phase that I have here. And I always get a lot of questions about phase converters anytime I talk about them. Where I'm at, we do not have access to 3-phase. It's just not an option. I'm too far away from where there's any 3-phase in. It would be cost prohibitive to bring it in here. And that's not standard here in the U.S. to have 3-phase going into the residential homes, which is kind of where my shop is located at. It's more for commercial type properties and what have you. So my solution to this is we're going to put in this big phase converter, and this can pretty well power the whole shop. You know, they recommend this 40 horsepower phase converter can easily start and run a 20 horse motor or some combination up to 20 horse. And quite honestly, probably even a little bit more than that. But you know, 50% derating is kind of the standard on these things. So that should give me plenty of capabilities for anything I'm going to be doing down here in the future. But anyway, I thought I'd give you an update on that because I have been getting questions on what's going on with the phase converter. So with that, that'll be a wrap for this episode. Again, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This video is actually planning to go live on Christmas morning 2016. And I hope everybody out there is having a very good Christmas season with their families, friends, etc. And looking forward, hopefully, get a handful of folks to come in and maybe help out on another work day coming up this coming week. Excited about that. I'm also excited about probably the next 3 to 4 days. I probably won't even step foot in the shop. We're going to be spending time with family, doing some things that I'm really looking forward to. Again, it's a very important part of Christmas for me, is just being able to see my family and spend time with them. And we're going to be doing some of that over the next few days. Thanks, guys, for everything. We'll talk to you later.